Hey folks, Michael M. Hughes here. And I realize it's been a long time since I dropped a video, but there's a really good reason for that, and it's a reason why I'm doing this video a little differently, completely live, unscripted, straight from the heart, and that's because I'm really excited to launch my new online tarot course, The Art and Magic of the Tarot Foundations. Now, I'm really excited about this course because it's basically a distillation of everything I've taught over the years about tarot to my students in person, but I've reworked and reshaped this course for an online audience. Now, the reason why I did that is because when I taught this course in person, and I do believe there are a lot of advantages to teaching people in person. First of all, you can look them in the eye. I could pair up my students with each other so that they could practice readings and things like that. I realized soon that the course was just becoming too popular to do it in person. As an example, I was teaching this course, which again was like a 6-hour intensive boot camp style tarot course for the Johns Hopkins Advanced Academic Odyssey program. And the course got so popular that they had to keep moving me into bigger and bigger classrooms until finally they moved me into the largest lecture hall on the Johns Hopkins Homewood campus, and I still had to have a waiting list of people to get into it. And at the same time, so many people were asking me, can you please put this course online? Because they didn't live anywhere near the Baltimore or Washington area. And it was just impossible for me to tour with this class and to do so effectively and to reach the many people who wanted to take it. So I spent the past couple of years workshopping and refining this course. I did a couple versions of it on Zoom, but I soon realized that doing a class of this intensity, of this many hours online via Zoom, just didn't work. And plus, thanks to the pandemic, we were all getting really burned out on long Zoom calls, and people's attention was flagging, and it just didn't make as much sense. So I reworked, workshopped, refined, tested this new course, which is entirely online and self-paced, to get it to be exactly what I wanted it to be, so that it could still get to the goals of this course, which is to get people up and running, reading tarot in a way that was helpful and insightful, with no memorization really, or very, very minimal memorization, within a concentrated 6 or 7 hour period of time. And I finally got it to work. I got it to the place where I'm excited about launching it. I've got it in a system that I think really works and that fits people's schedules. Not all of us have the time to sit down for live online classes, and some people are in different time zones and things like that. So I really believe I nailed it with this course, and I hope that you will consider taking the course if you're interested in tarot. I truly believe it's the best way to learn. So let's take a brief overview of the goals of the course. First of all, I recognized a long time ago that in order to become a good tarot reader, that you need to understand the history of the cards. And there are many reasons for that. But the main reason is that there's so much misinformation and, to be frank, just pure BS about tarot cards, and that I decided that I needed to teach the history first. And this is how I've taught all my in-person tarot classes for years now. Also, the other goal of the course is to get to know the cards. If you, like many people, maybe you go out and buy a deck because you like the artwork, and you come home and you take the cards out and you start looking at them, and that's where all the questions start happening. What is the meaning of this card? What is the Emperor? What is the Empress? The High Priestess? What does all that mean? But there's something that I call meaning paralysis, and that happens to a lot of us. It certainly happened to me when I was first learning. And that's, you look at a card and your first thought is, what does this card mean? So you go to a book, you go to that terrible little white booklet that comes with your cards, or maybe watch some videos to learn what the cards mean. Well, my approach is a little bit different. My approach, we get to learn who the cards are. We get to know them as entities, as archetypes, as people in a way. And that's so much more effective when it comes to learning how to be a good tarot reader, is what fuels my approach. I think it makes all the difference in the world, and I think you'll find that to be true as well. But obviously, the main reason anyone takes this course is to learn how to read tarot cards, right? That's the point of it. That's why we do this. So my approach to reading is very, very different than the approach of others, where you learn the meanings of the cards and you have to memorize the meanings, and then you learn spreads and you have to memorize the meanings of the positions in the spreads and how they all relate to each other. That's not how I teach. I teach a way that is very simple, straightforward, and gets you to the heart of reading cards very quickly, and doesn't require a lot of memorization of spreads or meanings of cards. Now, I do have a preference in this course for using cards that have people in them versus, let's say, the Wild Unknown Tarot, which has like plants and sticks and animals and things like that. You certainly can get a lot out of this course if you prefer to use that kind of deck. But this course works a little bit better if you have a deck like the common Rider-Waite, or its many, many, many clones and spin-offs, because it has people in the cards, and we are people, and people come to us for readings, and we tell stories about people. So I recommend a deck that is focused on, that has human beings, people in the cards. And finally, this course is fun. Okay, this shouldn't be grueling like learning trigonometry. This is a course that will enable you to sit down with yourself or with other people and tell engaging, vibrant, meaningful, helpful stories to get to know each other better and to help us navigate our lives a little better. So let's take a quick look at the course outline so you know what you're getting into when you take this course. First, as I've already mentioned, we cover the history and why it's important to become a good reader. Secondly, we look at some unpopular truths and a lot of the myths out there floating around about tarot. Things like you can't buy your first deck, you have to be gifted your cards, that are completely nonsensical. But you will encounter them, so it's a good idea. These first two modules are essentially about clearing up all of that garbage. Then we look at the major arcana. We go really in depth with each of the 22 major cards. Death, the Fool, the World, the Star, etc. Those are the heavy hitters of the tarot. And because they are so important and such a part of the history, we go really in depth looking at each of them and develop a relationship with each of those cards. Again, because it's more about knowing and having a relationship with the cards than memorization of meanings or keywords or things like that. So the fourth module is the aces and the court cards. Then we look at the Smith-Waite or Rider-Waite minor cards. Now, these are the cards that have little scenes on them, little stories. And learning these cards helps us use them to tell the stories of the people that we're reading for and to understand what they're going through. Then we look at how to read. So after we've gotten to know the major cards, the aces and the court cards, and the minor scenic cards of the tarot, then we put it all together. How do you take these scenes? How do you take these pictures, these symbols that we put out in front of us on a table, And how do we develop that into an interactive conversation with the people we're reading for, or when we're reading for ourselves? And we also talk about the theory behind tarot, like how does this work? Why does it work? And the various ideas people have about how tarot works, how putting down these little pieces of cardboard with pictures on them can give us so much insight into our lives and the lives of others. Then we have practice sessions, and there is a community board that comes with this course that allows you to meet up with other students, and then to exchange readings with them. And you could do that by Zoom or Teams or Skype or however you wish, so that while you're practicing reading for your friends and family and others, but you can also read for students. So you're testing the things you're learning with each other as you're going along through the course. So there's a community that's a big aspect of this course. And it's also a great place to just sort of share questions, maybe problems that you're running up against, share things, videos you may have found, etc. So the community is a really big aspect of this course, and it remains open to you even after you finish the course. You have this course in perpetuity. It doesn't go away. So it's always there for you. The community is available and all of the course content is yours. Then we look at a very important aspect of tarot reading that's often ignored in other courses, and that is how to be an ethical tarot reader. Now, with great power comes great responsibility, and without the right ethical framework, you could really screw someone up. So before you go out there and start doing a lot of readings, maybe even becoming a professional reader, that you have a grounding in the ethics. And then there's bonus content, which includes live readings, so you can see how this works in real time. There's also some content about tarot and magic. I know a lot of my students are into witchcraft or magic, and they really want to know how they can incorporate tarot into those practices. I will be having a full course on tarot and magic, so this will give you a little taste of how to incorporate tarot magic into your life as well. There's also material that comes with the course, including a really extensive PDF workbook that you, again, of course, you have. It's yours to use to keep long after you complete the course. Sorted readings and excerpts from books that I've found very effective over the years. Resource guides. There will be some live events available for students of the course as well. And also there are one-to-one coaching opportunities too, if you wish to take advantage of them. So I am truly, truly excited to finally get this course online and to make it available to you. As an extra incentive for this course, in this week leading up to the launch, I am offering the entire course, everything that goes with it, all the materials, lifetime access, full and complete refund if you're not satisfied with the course. I'm offering the entire package for $99 for this next week. Again, thanks for your time. Thanks for all the support over the years. Thanks for the people who've been asking for this course to go online for so long. I'm finally, happily able to deliver it to you. Thanks again, and I will see you next week.